Okay, so we got a negative times a negative is a positive. Ilani, letter E. We got negative 27 divided by negative 3. So what's the rule there?
That they're both negative, so it's going to be a positive, and it's 7 positive.
Oh, 27 divided by 3, though. It's 2 more than 7.
Oh, 9.
There you go. You're doing a really good job. Do F for us. We got 6 divided by negative 6. What kind of sign is that?
That is a negative.
Right?
And it's 1.
Good. So F is negative 1. Continue and do G for us. Negative 1 divided by negative 1.
1, and it's positive.
Good. H. Negative 100 divided by negative 10.
Positive, and it's 10.
Good. G. 8 divided by negative 4.
That's negative, and it is 2.
Excellent. Let me just show that real quick. You did a good job. Make sure you write this down. You're welcome. So again, this is what we're on. Again, it's the Google Classroom packet that was posted earlier today. So if you don't have the packet, you can just write it down on paper. I'm fine with that. Again, today it should say Friday at the top, not Thursday. Okay, so I'm just going to change that date. It should say Friday. Here we go. It should say Friday, May 22nd. Okay, we're going to move on now to problem 4 now. Remember, same signs give me a positive integer. Different signs give me a negative integer. Okay, let's move on to practice problem 4 on page 4. So again, this is in Google Classroom, it's page 4. All right, think and reflect. Read the problem, write your response in complete sentences. Why is the quotient of 100 divided by 5 the same as negative 100 divided by negative 5? Think about the signs. First of all, 100 divided by 5. Those are both positive. So 100 divided by 5 is going to be 20. And negative 100 divided by negative 5 is going to be positive 20. So what we can say is that they have the same signs. That's why they have the same quotient. So you're going to write on A that when they have the same signs, they have the same quotient on A. Because a positive divided by a positive is a positive integer. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive integer. So the same signs have the same answer. So I wrote that they have the same quotient because the signs are the same. Same quotient, same sign. Okay, looking at B, we got 6 divided by 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Then we have 6 times negative 3, which is negative 18. So in this question, the signs are different because we have 2 positives that give me a positive, and we have a positive times a negative, which give me a negative. So therefore, different signs have a different product. I said the signs are different. If you can see that. Positive and positive when I multiply or divide is always a positive. When I multiply or divide a positive times a negative, or I multiply or divide a positive by a negative, it's a negative answer. So same signs have the same answer, and different signs are going to be negative. All right. Now we're gonna apply our thinking skills. So I'm gonna ask,
Wait, can you keep it up for a little, please?
I'm gonna keep it up for 1 minute. You guys have 1 minute to write this down, then we're gonna move on. If you're done, you can start page 5, where you have to figure out the answer. Stop. All right, I'm gonna put on a minute for you. Sorry, that's my dog barking. Aiden, we're not interrupting right now. Type in the box, please. Thanks. All right, giving you 1 minute to write this down. And here goes the timer. That should be plenty of time for everybody. 1 minute to write this all down. Those of you that are telling me that I was moving a little fast, I apologize on that, but I'm giving you a minute to write down page 4. So again, to recap, just so that you know, a positive times a positive is a positive. A positive divided by a negative is a positive. A negative divided by a positive is always a negative answer.
What does that last, the second answer say? It says they are.
The same signs.
No, I know, but they are the same.
They are different signs. They have the same quotient. All right, that means that the time was up. So I am going to change the slide just to be mindful of your time. All right, let's move on to page 5 now. So on page 5, listen, if you have your cell phone, take a picture of the page, all right? Just if you have your cell phone with you, you can always screenshot a page. You can screenshot the page. And you can always go back to the video and watch it to get it. All right, we're going to do page 5 now. So on page 5, we're going to work backwards. We're going to figure out the missing integer to complete the question or to complete the number sentence on page 5. So I'm going to call, let's see who we're going to call. We're going to call this lovely lady. All right. Angelina, can you unmute yourself? Great. Awesome. Let's bring you to the screen. All right. All right, miss. So we're on page 5 now. Page 5, practice problem 5 from Google Classroom. So what divided by -6 equals -10? I'll give you a hint. Multiply the 10 by the 6.
60.
60. So the first answer is 60. We're going to go down the column. 24 divided by what is -6?
4.
What kind of 4?
-4.
Good, -4. -72 divided by what is -9? What do you think? If you know the answer.
8.
8. Number 48, -48 divided by what is 8?
6.
Good. What kind of 6?
-6.
Excellent. So something divided by 11 equals -6. So the hint, multiply -6 times 11. Tell me what you get.
66.
What kind of 66?
-66.
Good. Let's do the next one. -10 divided by what is 5?
-50.
Oh, -10 divided by what is 5?
2. -2.
Yes, -2. Next, -15 divided by what is going to give me +3?
5.
What kind of 5?
-5.
Good. And the last row. What divided by -2 equals -6?
-3.
Huh?
-3.
-3 divided by -2 equal -6?
No.
No. Multiply. What's 6 times 2?
12.
There you go. Okay, so this is what you had to do on the first column. You had to unscramble to find the answer. So 60 divided by -6 is -10. 24 divided by -4, give me -6. -72 divided by 8, give me -9. -48 divided by -6, give me 8. -66 divided by 11, give me -6. -10 divided by -2, give me 5, positive. -15 divided by 5, -5, give me 3. And 12 divided by -2, give me -6. Okay, we're gonna move on to the other column now. Let's try Esther. Let's see what you got, Esther. Let's see what you can figure out. Esther, can you unmute yourself? All right, so we're gonna go on the other column now on the right, where it says 44. So 44 divided by what is -4?
44 divided by -11.
Good. 48 divided by what is 4?
48 divided by 12.
Good. Next question. Blank divided by 12 equal -6. Multiply the two numbers.
Negative 2.
So
Yeah.
we're actually multiplying. We want to divide. So something divided by 12 is -6.
-2 divided by 12 is -6.
You just said -2 divided by 12 is negative.
No.
Careful. What's 12 times 6?
12 times 6 is 72.
So what kind of 72? Is it positive or negative?
-72.
Good. Next one. 50 divided by what is 5?
50 divided by 10.
Good. Something divided by -11 equals 5.
-55 divided by -11 equals 5.
Good. Something divided by 3 equals 9.
27.
Good. Something divided by -4 equals 6.
-24.
And the last one. Something divided by -6 equal -7.
Oh wait, 42.
Good. So I'm gonna pin it up. If you're not able to write it, I suggest you take a picture. So again, we're on this column now because we already did this column and I showed it. This is what Esther just did. You have to figure out the missing number to give you the quotient or the factor to equal that. So I just want to recap as you write this because there's going to be 2 questions on your assessment today that deal with integers. When you have a negative times a negative, you're going to get a positive. When you have a positive times a positive, you're going to get a positive. When you have a negative times a positive, you're going to get a negative answer. And when you have a positive times a negative, you're going to get a negative answer. The same exact rules apply for dividing. So when you're dividing, a positive divided by a positive give you a positive. A positive divided by a negative give you a negative. A negative divided by a negative give you a positive. And a negative divided by a positive give you a negative answer. Again, when you take your assessment, I suggest you refer to page 1, which was this page, okay? So you're going to refer to this page when you take your assessment for the multiplying and dividing. This page for the multiplying and dividing of the integers. Okay, we're going to move on. Everyone at this point should have it. I hope you all have it at this point. Okay, we're going to move on to the next page now. Okay. So page 6 and page 7, after we do the exit ticket, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to work on page 6 and 7 in the breakout rooms. Now, on page 6 and 7, there are 4 columns. You can pick 2 columns to do. Pick 2. I'm going to write that at the top. Pick 2 columns to do. If you want to do all of them when we get off, perfect. But in the chat room with your group, you're going to do 2 columns. Pick 2 columns. So there's 4 columns. Pick any 2 to do. In your chat room, when I put you there. Pick 2 columns. And on page 7, it's the same thing. You're going to pick 2 rows, right? There's 4 rows. You're going to pick 2 rows to do. So 2 columns and 2 columns in the chat, in the breakout. Let's look at the exit ticket very quickly. All right, Nazia, can you unmute yourself? All right, Naz, page 8, number 1. 4 times -2 is what? So we're on page 8.
4 times -2 is -8.
Good. Number 2. You're going to do number 2. You're doing awesome. -5 times 3 is how much?
-15.
Good. And number 3. -4 times -3 is how much?
+12.
Excellent. So let's write that down on your papers and we're going to go continue on. So again, a positive times a negative gives me a negative. -5 times 3 give me -15 because of different signs. And -4 times 3 give me 12. We're going to move on to 4, 5, and 6 now. Omar, you're up. All right, Omar, number 4. -2 times -9.
-18.
So when we have 2 negatives and we multiply, it's actually a positive. So it's positive.
I
8.
meant to say 18.
That's okay. How about number 5? 24 divided by -6. 24 divided by -6 is what?
-4.
Excellent. Number 6. -9 divided by 3 is what?
-27.
That's multiply. I want division.
Yes.
-9 divided by 3 is what?
-3.
Perfect. Okay, let's write that down. So this is now the second row, which is 4, 5, and 6. Oops, hold on. 4, 5, and 6 should read these numbers. You're writing down 3 numbers, 18, -4, and -3. Okay, last 3. -4 divided by -2 is 2. Now on number 8, we got -4 times -4. First, I'm going to do the multiplication because of PEMDAS. A negative times a negative is a positive, so it's 16 divided by -2 gives me -8. And a -144 divided by 12 give me -12. That's what we got. Everyone had enough time to write down each one because after 3, I showed it to you. We did 3, I showed it. We did 3, I show it. We're going to now go into the breakout room to do page 6 and 7. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do 2 columns on each page. I don't care what 2 columns you do. You're going to do any 2 that you agree on in your group. And we're going to try to make it kind of a race for completion. So we're going to see which breakout room can complete page 6 and 7. So it's a total of 2 columns on each page in the next 5 minutes. So I'm gonna assign you breakout rooms. And once you get it, you need to go immediately there. Okay, there's gonna be 5 breakout rooms. We're gonna have 5 minutes, page 6 and 7, and you're gonna do 2 columns.